Hey, what's up everybody? This is Guillermo Auto. I'm doing a radio replacement on a 2014 Highlander. This could also be used for 15 and 16s with a similar setup. So first thing you want to do is look at your radio number here and make sure you get the same number. It's this number right here. So you want to make sure your new one has that number. I got my new one here, and down in the same corner I got the same number. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in. So first thing we want to do is power off everything and go ahead and take this trim piece off. This trim piece is kind of long, it goes all the way to the passenger door over here. So I found a good spot right here to get underneath it. I used a little plastic pry bar. You could try to use your fingers if you can, but I got under there just to pop it out right there a little bit, and then I used my hands, both of them gently, and just worked it all the way across to pop it out. Try not to break it or stress it out. So you get it out. And then there's two connectors on it. You can just disconnect both of those connectors. And once those are disconnected, you can set this aside. Go ahead and put it over here. And this connector, to disconnect it, all you do is you press a little button down and pull it back. And then this one, you actually lift the little tab up. You lift the tab up and pull it out. This little guy right here, you just go ahead and lift him up. So yeah, once you get that out, I'm gonna go ahead and take these two 10mm bolts out right here. I'll go ahead and get those out right now. Alright, so I got these off. Put those away, you're gonna need them. And then you can pop this one out, this little AC vent. Use two hands and just wiggle it out until it comes out. And then there's the 10mm bolt behind it. But before I get that out, I gotta get this other vent out. And this trim piece actually kind of holds this vent in as well, so you gotta get this trim piece off. Just use your hands and gently wiggle this out. Just wiggle it until it comes loose. Try not to break it as well. All these are real fragile, so you want to be real careful. Once that is out, this will come out easier. So I'll go ahead and wiggle this out, and I use both hands on this too. So I'm gonna put these in a safe spot so they don't get broke. And then there's the 10mm bolt behind that one as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get my gun and go ahead and get these 10mm bolts out. Alright, so I got that one out. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one out. Try not to drop them. Okay, so I got this one out as well. Alright, then you could gently wiggle this out with both hands. It has a lot of connectors in it, so don't rip it forward. A lot of connectors that need to get disconnected. And I'll put pictures at the end of the video of where all these connectors are, so you could reference it if you need it. But yeah, go ahead and get all these disconnected. I'm gonna use a little flathead to help me out. I got one right here. This is just to help get the tabs. Some of the tabs are real small, so a flathead or something like that helps. I got them all disconnected. If you notice, there's one that has just from the bottom part to the top part of connectors. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this connected on there and disconnected everything else. I'll show you what I mean more here. There's two parts to this. There's a bottom piece and a top piece, and they have connectors that go to each other, and they're held together by this bracket. So just keep watching, I'll make sense of it. So here's the new radio, and here's my old one. I gotta take this bottom piece and the brackets and put it to the new one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 8mm bolts. You only need to disconnect the bolts that are connected to the radio part. There's 3 of them, and you can leave the other bolts attached to the other one. You can take them all off if you want, but this is just what I mean. You could just put it over here easier, and you switch it over, make sure it's nice and flush, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put these bolts back in, these 3mm on each side. I mean these 8mm, but there's 3 of them on each side. So go ahead. Those don't gotta be mega tight, just kind of tight, you know, snug. Don't want to overdo it. All right, so I got those connected, and then I'm gonna just connect this little spider connector setup here. I'm just gonna go and connect it right here. And I saw where they all went, so here's where they all go. If you want to connect yours right now, that's cool too. Makes it easier, I think, but if you want to wait, you can. Like I said, I'll have pictures at the end of the video just to show you like where some connectors are. You can use the wire colors to help you set them back up if you need to. So I got all my connectors connected. I'm pretty sure 100% of them get reconnected, so if you have some empty slots, you might want to double check. 90% of them are different from each other, so they're kind of dummy proof, but there are a couple that look alike, so just make sure you get the right ones in where they go. I believe it's the gray one. Make sure the gray one goes in the gray spot, and there's like a white one that looks like the gray one. Anyway, so I got this in, put it in gently, make sure all the tabs lined up, push it in. I'm pulling this plastic off just because it was kind of falling off already. I'm gonna go ahead and put my 10mm bolt back in. I got one right there, put in there, there and on the side again. And again, these aren't mega tight. I just get them pretty, pretty snug. So once the radio's in and tight, everything's plugged in, I can put my AC vent back in. This actually goes this way. I'm gonna put this in first, get that in. I'm gonna go and put my other one in as well. And the same thing with these, just make sure all the tabs lined up, push it in gentle, and then once it's pretty much in, you can, give it a little pressure to get it in snug. All right, so I'm gonna get this in, then I'm gonna put my top trim piece on. My little brown trim piece. Be careful with this, make sure all the tabs are in. I know I'm repeating that, but I just don't want you guys to break anything. So make sure everything's in and put it in, just gently pushing it in. And then get your connectors right here ready. And we're gonna connect our AC control unit and get that connected. And then once that's in, I'm gonna put this back in place, get it all lined up, and then gently push it in place until it kind of pops or snaps, or is just, in. And that's it. So, turn on your car, make sure your radio's working, your AC is working fine. If you're having electrical issues or knobs not working, go back and check all your connectors. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next video, and here's some pictures for you.